Hello friends, it's Armstrong here from the Miniatures, and today we're gonna be working on this beauty. Yeah, this is a, I don't even know how to read that. Hirohate Mark, whatever. Yeah, it is a lovely little car. I have like 5 or 6 of them in the storage, waiting to be converted. But I think it's gonna be either first or a second one that I'm gonna be working on. And what I love about this car, pretty much everything. The shape, and on top of it, the shape of it. Yeah. So it's just the shape generally is what attracts me to this car. But I have idea for this guy, and my idea is this is a luxury car. Yeah. And who likes to drive luxury cars? People who have money, and people who are very skilled with certain things. So this guy is gonna be using quite a technology again. Yeah, he's gonna have this flamethrower whatever gun mounted on his car, which gonna be his main mode of offense. As well, he is a master of electronic warfare, so he gonna have 2 car bomb drones. Yeah, so little mother swaggers. I don't have smaller cars, and I found those ones in like eggs or whatever they are called. Yeah, they are ugly as hell, and I hate them with a passion. But it is what it is. Yeah, so let's get to converting this guy. And I'm just thinking, do I really want to put a lot of stuff on the roof or on the boot or whatever? It just feels like such a I'm gonna be covering a lot of the car that I actually enjoy with stuff that is not really necessary to bring this car out to the game. So I'm thinking we need definitely an aerial to help with controlling the drones. Yeah, this is of course the main weapon, because I'm just kind of stuck on this. Oh, they need to have some weapon. Yeah, let's be honest, I'm a little bit sick and tired of myself just adding weapons. But we're gonna toss this on the side doors. Yeah, not even on the window, just on the side doors, because that's where it sits the best. Yeah, and then we're gonna see what else we can do about this, and then we're gonna go back to the drones. So this is my little door cannon. Yeah, again, I'm thinking rich guy that can afford this kind of technology, because this doesn't look wastelandy. This looks like something brought down from Mars. Yeah, probably mounted on some sort of a heavy cruiser, or well, not maybe light cruiser, anything to do with the cruisers. Yeah, so there we go. This is our first conversion of the build, and then we need to put some we need to put some sort of a electronic things on the roof, maybe just to give it this. I was thinking, if I have anything that can look like a aerial in here, but my god, they are just tires. So yeah, not really, unless I cut this, and this is gonna be a dish. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's hope that I don't gonna lose the blade or fingers in the process. Oh, okay, that was actually much smoother than I was expecting. Look at that. That actually look nicely as a dish. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually surprised that this worked out. So I'm thinking this as a dish for controlling our little drones. Yeah. So just on the roof. Like I said, I'm trying to minimize in this build the amount of crap I'm gonna be gluing to the car itself. So that's our main antenna. I was thinking, maybe a paperclip antenna, but this looks better in my opinion. Just like a satellite little dish. And should I really do anything extra? Like, this can be a wiring going inside of the car. I think that that's actually not a bad idea. from the back of the dish into the car somehow. So let's try this. Yeah, it's gonna go through the window, obviously, because that's the best place. And I'm just, like, I'm always tempted with any Gaslands builds to add armor plates. Or fuel tanks, or anything that's gonna give it more, but this is... like, that's the problem with me, it's just... this just feels not enough for a conversion, for a video. But I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna focus on those little buggers. Yeah, I'm gonna try my best just to stay away from putting more crap on this car. So, do I have any kind of bombs? I have rocket launchers. Actually, fuel canister can be a bomb. Okay, so I have a first idea. So one of them gonna have a fuel canister on top, which I think that the Wastelanders, if they see somebody using a full canister of fuel as a bomb, they would lose their mind. But on the other hand, it kind of works in a manner of rich guy, yeah? Just, he doesn't care about the fuel, as long as whoever he wants to die goes kaboom. So what I'm doing, I'm just flattening this so it's actually gonna be sitting better on the car. Yeah, and I can probably do it in here on the back window, because those don't have to be armored at all. They just, they are literally there to explode. So there we go. Yeah. So this is our first bomb car. And I was thinking, maybe a couple of sticks of dynamite for another one. But I have this, it is technically a rocket launcher. But if you squint your eyes well enough, yeah, if I just roughly get rid of the exhaust of the rocket in here, and I just sand it down a little bit, it's gonna look like a bundle of 6 sticks of dynamite. And then if we paint it red, it's gonna look like a dynamite. So yeah, this is another one, and you can put it, I'm thinking, on the very top of the car itself. Ugh, that was a lot of dust. They are actually orange on the inside, which I'm a little bit surprised. All right, and we can just put that like this as a 6 stick of dynamite. Yeah, and now I'm just thinking, that we can use those, yeah, just on the back of them as little aerials. Yeah, that's gonna work. Like, this is gonna be probably the simplest build that I made in a while, but kind of works, kind of, fun little, not very challenging, besides, of course, holding everything together build. Yeah, so we have one, and we're gonna do the other one in here on the back. Yeah, and why I'm doing this next to the canister is just so it have multiple points of contact. Okay, so I know it is simple, yeah? It's not anything complicated, but it's quite literally 3 builds in one, yeah? And it is kind of a like consolidated idea of the build. So you have 3 different little parts of it. We have a rich guy driving a car. We have 2 car bombs, yeah? Well, remote control bombs or whatever you call them. I forgot completely what was that called in the rules. Yeah, but it is a cool idea. So yeah, let's just get this painted. So I decided to paint him dual color, yeah, so you have white on the front, black on the back, We just need to finish the weapons, yeah? And that's pretty much done. I don't gonna be doing weathering on him. I want him to be nice and clean and crispy, yeah? So let's just grab this, do a little bit of a dry brush, and we're gonna do the satellite dish first. Well, it's gonna be a wet brush, really. Like, I want to be over brushed. And then of course I can come back to the windows, because obviously I spray painted over windows. I completely forgot to cover them. Yeah, it is a massive oversight on my side, but yeah, it would be easy if I haven't messed it up, but it wouldn't be then. Yeah, so yeah, let's just accept my mess ups and go with this entire build idea. Okay, so the dry brush is done, and you're probably seeing, you know, a little bit of it tape on the car. So I was messing with the tape, and let me just grab tweezers, and I apply it before I actually started spray painting. So now I'm just hoping it's not gonna tear down the paint that I applied, but reveal a little bit of the original color. Ah, oh, come on, this is nice. Like, I wasn't expecting it's gonna work so well. Oh my goodness, I'm happy as a puppy. Yeah. And now the back. All right, and one more. Do I have anywhere to grab it? There we go, maybe on the front spoiler. There should be a little bit more over here. All right, look at that. I am actually impressed how well I did it. You know, there is still kind of, you know, mess up around here, because that was a bent area, and you know, I think that I didn't press the seller tape well enough. But generally, you know, it still reveals the original paint. We have new paint job that I did. I'm just like, mwah, awesome, awesome, awesome. I need more crazy stuff like that to be happy with myself. Like lately, I am just, you know, coming back to doing a little bit more intricate paint jobs because of the airbrush and everything. And I'm just so happy with myself that it is crazy. So yeah. Now I'm just thinking, where the hell did I put my little paint tins? And I have no idea. Like, the level of disorganization in this business, you know, which isn't a business but my little hobby, is tremendous. Yeah, let's just use one of those little pots for my windows. Yeah, so we are using magic blue in here, and let's try to not screw it up now. Hippie. Okay, we have one. Now we need to do this. And you know, you probably noticed that I have a blue glove on, which is kind of covered in orange and other colors. It is from just painting stuff with airbrush. Yeah, it was the old John's car, which I just painted, and now I'm doing this. Because I'm going to Poland. Well, when this video gonna be posted, I'm gonna be already back from Poland for a couple of, probably for a week or two. But still, you know, for me this is a time before going to Poland, and probably I'm gonna make one of those, you know, show-off videos while there, because I would be going to a lot of supermarkets and looking for a lot of die-cast cars. Yeah, I have this entire thing planned out. My father gonna be telling me that I'm crazy. My mother is gonna be telling me to hide it from my dad, but I'm gonna be doing it either way. So there we go, that one is painted, yeah? Now for his little drones, I did paint them white, and I'm still wondering why. Yeah, I'm questioning my own decisions, because if I wanted to make them metallic, I should go with black. But yeah, that decision has been made by me in kind of a weird situation, kind of weirdly, and I'm just avoiding answering myself. So what we're gonna do, just give it a wiggle with the metallic paint on the barrel, and then on the little dynamite I should probably paint in red, like I said. So let's just do that. We're gonna paint the antennae in a metallic color with that big brush, because it is easier to paint with a big brush. All right, we have this, and now we have to grab red. And I've been painting a Thunderhawk lately, so I have contrast ball red, which I almost used up, like entire bottle on the Thunderhawk. Yeah, so there we go. And we're gonna paint this entire rocket launcher, which is supposed to look like TNT. Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty, let's be absolutely honest. It's not actually, it's just representing a bundle of TNT strapped to this car. Yeah, but like, I was thinking about, better, like a smaller micro machines or something, but I got those. So let's use them up straight away, because otherwise they would just get lost in my pile of cars. And believe me, like, I never actually, before I started doing Gaslands, I wasn't actually into diecast at all. Yeah, diecast was just something that I heard about, and I really didn't do much of it. My friends in my childhood, they were into toy cars. They have a ton of them. I was always like, I prefer tanks, yeah, and stuff like that. And now I have a lot of cars, of toy cars. So now literally I just gonna put the rust effect on them, yeah, on both of them, just slobber them in that rust effect, and hope that this gonna just bring it, as a big orange, small orange cars, yeah. Like, I'm not really bothered with them. This is gonna settle in probably close enough to a effect of a, what would you call it, of the speed paint, yeah. So I don't really mind. These are, like, they probably just build them out of whatever scrap they could find, in the what do you call it, in America there was a thing called Radio Shack, I think. Yeah, in the old abandoned Radio Shack. Yeah, so I believe that they would be just rusty, at least those ones. Yeah. Oh, a little bit of the red is mixing into it. I really don't mind. But yeah, like, this is the contrast in between the owner of the cars, having a nice and crisp car, and the guy and the little drones, being a rust buckets. Yeah. So that's a perfect contrast to this. All right, so now I just have to wait for about 3 to 4 hours for this to dry. And here we have our, I don't know, executive car, I would say. Like, I love how it turned out. The mini bumps, decent, yeah? But the main car, I am just so excited for it. Like, it just turned out so well. Thinking, how many little things I did that actually, just bring this car all together very nicely. I am extremely happy about it. So yeah, I have new mechanic to explore if I ever gonna play the game, the mini bumps, the remote control cars. I know that they are giant for this size, yeah? But that's what I have, that's what I use. So yeah, this is it, tell me what you think about this guy, because I am in love, yeah? Probably one of my top 5 builds that I make. And so simple, yeah? So yeah, if you like this video, please rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and whoever else want to watch it. And everyone have a great day and take care. Bye bye.